Senator Jacky Rosen asked a simple yes or no question. Marco Rubio refused to answer, and in doing so, revealed a stunning double standard that's damaging America's credibility around the world.
Thank you. Senator Rosen.
Thank you, Mr. Chair, Ranking Member, and thank you, Secretary Rubio, for being here. I'm going to get right into it because I want to build on Senator Van Hollen's line of questioning. President Trump pardoned the former Honduran president after he was convicted of trafficking roughly 400 tons of cocaine into the United States, cocaine that contributed to the deaths of tens of thousands of Americans year after year. Yet the president and his cabinet authorized a military operation to capture Nicolas Maduro in order to arrest him for virtually the same crime. So, yes or no, because I have a bunch of questions here. To the best of your knowledge, was Hernandez convicted of trafficking approximately 400 tons of cocaine into the United States?
I'm not involved in the pardon process. I can tell you.
No, I'm just asking if he...
Yeah, but I don't do yes or no. I don't play games. This is not a game show.
Do you know he was... Okay, so I'm just going to tell you he was...
So I can answer your question because I know what you're getting at, but go ahead.
He was convicted. I know.
The president felt that he was unfairly treated. I can't give you much insight because I'm not involved in the pardon process.
Would you not concede? Can you not understand how the American people and how the world are clearly going to be frustrated by the hypocrisy of this when one man is convicted and pardoned and another man captured, and how it undermines the United States' credibility on the world stage?
No, but the difference is that, again, I can't opine on the specifics of his case because I wasn't involved in the pardon, but he was not a sitting office holder. He was not even the president of Honduras when that decision was made, either to convict him. The difference between him and Nicolas Maduro is he was actively engaged in narco trafficking. It was an ongoing endeavor.
I think it does undermine our credibility, but I'm going to move on to some foreign policy decision-making here because...
This exchange perfectly captures what so many Americans are frustrated by right now. When accountability gets uncomfortable, this administration dodges instead of answers. Senator Jacky Rosen didn't ask a complicated question. She didn't ask for classified details or legal theory. She asked a basic, factual, yes or no question about whether a former Honduran president was convicted of trafficking roughly 400 tons of cocaine into the United States, cocaine that fueled addiction, violence, and the deaths of tens of thousands of Americans. Marco Rubio refused to answer. Instead of responding directly, he deflected. He said he wasn't involved in the pardon process. He said he doesn't play games. He reframed the question, and then he pivoted. Not because the answer was unclear, but because the truth exposes a glaring hypocrisy. Here's the issue Rosen was getting at, and it matters far beyond this hearing. The Trump administration pardoned a convicted drug trafficker who helped flood the United States with cocaine, yet at the same time authorized aggressive military-style action against Nicolas Maduro for similar narcotics-related crimes. One man is forgiven, the other is targeted, and the administration wants the world to believe this is about principle, not politics. Rubio tried to draw a distinction by saying one was a sitting head of state and the other wasn't, but that doesn't answer the core concern. If the United States claims to be fighting narco-trafficking as a moral and security imperative, then pardoning a convicted trafficker undercuts that message completely. It tells the world that enforcement depends not on the crime, but on political convenience. That's why Rosen pressed him, and that's why the refusal to answer is so revealing. Foreign policy is built on credibility. When the U.S. condemns drug trafficking, corruption, and violence abroad, other nations watch whether our actions match our words. When they don't, our leverage weakens, our alliances strain, and authoritarian leaders learn that U.S. principles are flexible if you're politically useful. Democrats understand this because they understand that leadership isn't just about power, it's about consistency. You cannot claim to be tough on drug trafficking while excusing it when it's politically convenient. You cannot demand accountability from other nations while refusing to acknowledge basic facts at home. Jacky Rosen wasn't playing a game. She was doing oversight. She was standing up for the families devastated by drug trafficking and for America's standing in the world. And the fact that Marco Rubio couldn't give a straight answer tells you exactly why this scrutiny is necessary.